Tonight on Bondi Rescue,
You right, mate?
a major emergency as a man stops breathing in the tower.
Get the airboat straight away, get the airboat.
Lost and intoxicated, a swimmer sparks a full-scale search.
She is in the water and it's been an hour, I mean.
And the man with a dislocated shoulder who ignores Deano's advice.
No matter what I say, just slowly move it upwards. Oh, no, down.
On a classic summer's morning, Bondi's first pilgrims begin arriving. They've come to worship surf, sand and blazing sun.
Today we've just been to the markets, now going down to the beach for a bit of sunbaking.
Oh, well, you know, this is an awesome place because look at those waves. I surf, you know.
It's a very good beach. It's the best beach in Sydney.
And it's beautiful. I love sunbathing here.
More girls, topless. Going for a swim, enjoy the sun, beautiful day.
But not everyone coming to Bondi will have a good time.
Most of them probably first time they've been to Bondi and all they want to do is get down the beach, jump in the water and say they've been at Bondi. And clothes and all, some of them, they're straight in. A percentage of those are always going to get into trouble.
If there was no volunteers, no patrol whatsoever on the beach from professional or volunteer lifesavers and lifeguards, I dare say there'd be anywhere between half a dozen, maybe up to 20 deaths during the day, you know, and up to 200 or 300 other rescues. It would be a complete disaster.
But just how hard is it patrolling Australia's busiest beach with crowds of up to 40,000 people?
Strap up.
Today, 4 lifeguards are being tested to measure how much exertion and stress they endure on a busy day.
Being a sports scientist, the things that interest me are how someone performs in their sport. So what's their heart rate like in their sport, how quickly are they moving in a game or a game situation. But also as far as jobs go, what interests me is when someone has a very physical and a very stressful job, then how does their heart respond to that? How does their whole system work together to make sure they're able to function in their job?
The resting heart rate for Deano, Tom, Hoppo and Kobe is around 60 beats a minute. Below average, but common in elite athletes. How much will these rates go up in the middle of a major rescue?
There's 2 factors with lifeguarding. One is that they've got the constant stress of making sure the beach is safe and the water's safe, so that'll have an effect on their heart rate, as well as what they do physically when they do rescues or move up and down the beach. That'll have an effect on heart rate as well.
Any high-stress situations, I expect the heart rates to be really high, like maxing out.
If somebody's going to call for a defib or an oxy, usually your heart just goes bang and you're on.
The boys will also wear GPS devices to track how far each lifeguard travels on a busy day.
It's going to be interesting. This afternoon we'll have results of, you know, who was working, who got stressed, who, you know, travelled a long distance on the beach and whose heart rate got elevated.
By late morning, the pilgrims are arriving in force. There are now over 20,000 people on the beach and 7 major rips. The record for the most rescues in a single day is 235. With the crowd size and dangerous conditions, today the boys could go close.
When they're back up against the wall, we're back up against the wall.
Hoppo is stationed at Backpackers Rib. Tom is perched at Middle South in the birdcage. Kobe's patrolling the south corner, while Deano is assigned the jet ski. It's not long before Kobe kicks things off with the first rescue of the day. As he races to a woman being dragged out in a rip, his heart rate increases dramatically. From a resting rate of 60, it's tripled to 180.
At the very start, you sort of, I don't know if you tense up a little bit, you sort of probably hold your breath a little bit. But my heart's pumping now, that's for sure.
Kobe's rest is short-lived. He must back up Deano, who's rescuing his first patient on the jet ski. Deano's heart rate has climbed to 120, while Kobe's is now up to 185. Soon after, Tom gets off the mark at Middle South.
Come back.
From a resting pulse of 60, his heart is now pounding at 192 beats a minute. Meanwhile, things in the south corner are far more pressing.
Yeah, south corner they're going to go. So? Definitely go. Yeah, central ATV, yeah, definitely get out there, guys. We got 3 heads. One's basically given up. He's just going with it, floating out with a rip.
Deano rescues 2 swimmers, but can't reach a 3rd woman in serious trouble. His heart rate has jumped from 120 to 165 and climbing. Ben and Kobe head out to help.
They got to him now, I think.
The stress of being caught in the impact zone adds to the exertion.
They look tired, that's for sure.
It's the 10th rescue of the morning.
I just done another rescue, like, up in the middle. I just pinned it from backpackers all out the middle. Just gotten back to my spot where I was sitting. Backpackers, and I've had to pin it straight back down here. It's probably the hardest I've moved all season, I'd say, for sure. Definitely got the heart pumping.
By 2 p.m, every lifeguard on the beach is flat out patrolling the 7 reefs.
I thought I was going to die out there, but it was very scary. Thanks to him, though. Thanks to you guys.
Welcome to the madhouse. Just doing rescue after rescue over the last half hour.
In the last hour alone, another 25 rescues have been clocked up. The tally so far, 54 rescues. As the tide drops and the crowd swells, it will get busier still.
There's more people starting to turn up now. It's going to get worse.
Could every swimmer please come back to shore? This is a non-swimming area.
But not all the action is in the surf. Bo and Harries help a disoriented man with a mystery ailment.
I don't know if I've got, I'm going to faint.
Yeah?
The man started feeling faint after a swim.
You all right, make it up there?
He's covered in sweat.
Has this happened before to you? Something wrong with your skin, put inside. Yeah, he's going to go. Put your arm around here, mate. Here, grab him. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Just pick him up from the leg. All right?
His condition is getting worse by the second.
Slam the oxy straight out, ready? He's yeah, on this bed. Yeah, we'll put him straight on the bed. There we go. You okay there, mate?
Suddenly, he stops breathing.
Okay, mate? You all right, buddy? You all right? Stay with us, mate.
Oxy.
Hey, get the air base straight away. Get the air base.
Get the defib out.
On one of the busiest days of summer, a man has come to the lifeguard tower feeling faint.
You all right, buddy?
Moments later, he stopped breathing.
Hey, get the air base straight away. Get the air base.
Get the defib out.
Okay, mate?
Lifeguards don't know whether his condition could be a heart attack, simple sunstroke, or drug-related.
Yep, straight into the
Harries ventilates him and administers oxygen.
Still unconscious as we speak. Breathing?
Breathing.
Harry's is breathing normally.
He's sort of going in. We're assisting him. Basically, we're bagging him.
Yep. Thank pulse. Bondi Beach Lifeguard tower. Thank you very much, brother. Ambulance is on its way.
What happened? I've got a pulse in my hand. What happened?
He just went on his fan.
The oxyviver helps the man resume breathing on his own.
Just take deep breaths, mate.
Take deep breath, buddy.
Eventually, he comes around.
That's it. Relax as much as possible.
18-year-old Matt is from Western Sydney. Lifeguards need his medical history.
Everything. Has he got anything? You got asthma? That's all?
But asthma doesn't explain his clammy skin.
He might be allergic to something in the water, like his skin colour wasn't that bad, like that he was that dehydrated, and he has had a couple of bottles of water. Yep.
Is he just going to let you breathe yourself, right?
You alright?
Yeah. How do you feel now? I don't know, when it gets cold, the water makes my stomach itchy and red. Yeah. And it feels like it swells up.
With this new information, Deano thinks he may have a diagnosis.
The girl I met has anaphylaxis to coldness, and you have difficulty breathing.
Deano guesses Matt may suffer a rare condition that makes him allergic to the cold.
Oh my God, it's the quickest I've seen someone go. He just was like just breathing, then he just went gone out. And his eyes were just crystallised like marbles. It was that quick. When he came in, he was purple. I just can't believe how quick he just was gone.
Matt's girlfriend knew he went to the tower. Now she's seen the ambulance.
Well, what happened? Did you faint?
Yeah, he fainted before.
Are you serious? I thought he was joking. Oh my God. gosh, I'm scared now. You didn't...
Out of the way for me. Thank you.
I don't know, he just said he was going to faint and I didn't believe him, so he went to the lifeguards.
All right, a few bumps on the way in.
Later, doctors confirmed Matt suffers a rare allergic reaction to cold water that causes hives. Matt's swim had sent him into anaphylactic shock. By 3 p.m, there have now been over 70 incidents on Bondi Beach. The crowd has grown to around 25,000.
Bondi's probably as bad as it gets at the moment. There's just rips all over the place. The boys are running from back and forth, from rip to rip. It's just starting to get pretty busy.
Yeah, I was sitting on a pretty dangerous rip. It's obviously just turned.
Yes.
So there's red and yellow flag?
Yes.
That's where you need to swim, where everybody else is swimming.
Okay, sorry.
You swim right in front of this sign.
Yeah.
Kobe and Ben head out for 2 men caught in a rip at Southend. Ben passes the first man as he targets his more critical friend.
Right? Yeah. Throw your legs up here.
The jet ski is unavailable. It is in need of assistance itself.
Jet ski's just died on Dean, directly in front of the tower, and he's right in the impact zone. Bondi sent for the jet ski. There's just a few waves coming your way. They don't look too big, but just stand by.
Bringing in the crippled jet ski through crowded surf is a dangerous challenge. Deano's heart rate has escalated to 179, while Chapo's is at 140. Physical exertion and stress have resulted in their highest heart rates of the day. Meanwhile, Kobe and Ben have brought their shaken patients to shore. It's Kobe's 25th rescue of the day.
We've got no swimming signs here. We're doing rescue after rescue. This is not a swimming area. If you hadn't saw that in another minute, they probably would have gone under. That was the closest I've had all season, I reckon. Oh, I'm sure my heart's pumping now. Sure.
Kobe's heart rate has just come off a high of 197.
Made a funny noise and went...
Deano has got the jet ski in, but his heart rate is about to jump again.
Just watch out for the ski. Watch out, watch out!
Break your leg, I'm sorry. And I definitely felt my heart rate elevate as, you know, because I did think it could have broke her leg.
Minutes later, Dean and Maxi are called to an incident at Bondi Fishing Club.
Doing well. Some of the guys fully cry when they do this.
Nick dislocated his shoulder throwing a tennis ball.
How long's it been out for?
Like 5 minutes.
Have you done it before?
Yeah, a few times.
A few times.
The 23-year-old is confident he can manipulate it back in himself.
I just need to extend the arm and just need someone just to give it a pull.
I'm not pulling your arm. If one of your mates wants to do it, you go for it. Now, if a nerve gets caught in it, you can do some damage, you know. It's better to be safe than sorry, get it done properly. If you're up, you're going to have to go to the hospital and get x-rays anyway. So you may as well go to the hospital today, get it done properly. I don't know, that's my advice.
Nick weighs up his options. He decides to get a second opinion from his mates.
I really want to just throw it in myself, but yeah, it's pretty easy to get back in from that dislocation though. But he's got to want to do it.
I'm not advocating that, by the way. Is there any ice in here?
We got some ice in there.
He's on it.
He's on it.
I just need someone just to give it a yank, man. That's all I need.
Well, there's 2 guys here in blue who won't.
Hi, go. It just needs to be elevated. Like it needs to come up past me. It needs to come up this way. Like someone's got to grab it by the elbow.
Just turn your wrist gently.
By the elbow and by the wrist.
Yep.
And just, no matter what I say, just slowly move it upwards.
Dino's heart rate jumps just from the stress of watching.
Maybe get x-rays anyway, so.
Baby, in the summertime, that is where I'll be.
Just, no matter what I say, just slowly move it upwards.
Straight up?
Yeah.
Instead, he's got his mate to do it.
Go, brother. Can't. Oh, no, down.
You say me? You idiot, Toby.
Right.
Hang out, yeah, I'll still run.
Back in. Looks like it's popped back in.
Thank you.
How's that feel?
About to be sick. Yeah, it just feels bruised now. I'm gonna drink of water.
That's impressive. There's really like a lot of guys. That's why we have the pain relief, because like we can't move them off the beach to get them in the ambulance. So for someone to like put it back in, pretty much with one of their mates' help, so impressive.
It's probably one of the craziest things I've ever seen in my life. He's in a bit of pain, but he's handled it pretty well. He's a champion.
We've organised this day, we can't cancel it.
Yeah, I'm not leaving. This is my day off. I'm at the beach all day. I'm not going anywhere. Thanks, guys.
Back on the beach, the rescue tally hits 92. The GPS has tracked their movements all over the kilometre-long beach and 7 rips. Chapo has been manning the tower in between time on the beach. On the jet ski, Tom has already covered more than 25 kilometres. Deano has split his efforts between the board and jet ski. Kobe's 31 rescues so far have mostly been performed at the south end. Towards the end of their shifts, fatigue sets in. By 5:30, the rescue tally has passed 120. Just as things quieten down, an Irish couple report their friend Paul went swimming and hasn't been seen for over an hour. He'd been drinking heavily.
Well, he was in the water and he was diving under the waves himself, like. Was he? Yeah.
in the water.
He's only like where these are, this waist depth.
Yeah, and
waist depth, he's diving under.
How with them now? He's going under the water there.
How far away are you living? You wouldn't have walked back there?
No, Redfern. And his car is here.
His car's here as well?
I drove his car and his car's putting up.
You've still got his keys, obviously, for the car.
So there's no way you can get the car and go anywhere. And I've asked everybody we know around Bondi, but no one's seen it.
So she rents an hour now, you reckon?
Yeah, it's well over. It's over now.
Hoppo has grave concerns. Alcohol and surf are a lethal mix.
The Reidy is diving on the shallow part on the sandbank, but he's fairly intoxicated. Copy that, mate.
Despite this, Hoppo can't abandon his post. He suggests James and Andrea continue looking on the beach.
Maybe try that. I mean, if we can't find him, we have to call the police in, we have to bring the helicopter in to search the water.
All right, thank you.
With Tom performing multiple rescues on the backup jet ski, resources are already stretched. There are still thousands on the beach.
I've called the police to notify them there could be a possibility of someone missing. They seem to just leave it to us if we want to step up the search. But at present, there's a lot going on down here. He could be asleep on the beach or something like that. Hopefully that's the case, and we'll make a decision when his friends come back. We're at Bondi Central Hop. I've notified the Bondi police.
Yeah, copy. If he was in the water, I mean, you ain't going to be able to see it from an aerial shot. It's too much white water.
Another hour passes. Hoppo has growing fears that he may have a drowning on his hands. The Westpac rescue chopper joins in.
We've had no visual of anyone going under or anything. We're just trying to search for the person now, so if you know anything about it. Last seen swimming in the south end, approximately in front of the skateboard ramp.
An intoxicated swimmer missing for 2 hours has sparked a full-scale search.
Bondi Central Hop, have you had any more word back on that guy who's missing?
Yeah, ATV from Bondi Central. The ones that were looking for him were last seen leaving the beach, so they may even have found him, just haven't come back. Yeah, okay, copy that.
Then, the mystery of Paul, the missing Irishman, is solved.
Prince has been found.
He'd been asleep back at his car in South Bondi.
Hello? I kept walking up and down. I couldn't find him, so I said, right, first thing my father told me when I was a kid was, if you can't find your friends, you go back to where you came from. So I went back to the car. Common knowledge will tell you that. I waited, and I fell asleep and woke up, and I just said, right, Grant, to come along at some stage. But I didn't think there'd be such a panic, like, and I apologise over that, and I'm very sorry. To the services, to the lifeguards, anybody who was on the beach looking for me, I apologise, and I'm very, very sorry. I didn't mean to cause any havoc.
Paul wants to offer lifeguards more sober apologies.
I didn't realise how serious it was, like, you know, and I do apologise. Amazing to think that, like, there was so many people looking for me, and there was helicopters and everything looking for me. Like,
There's a massive anyone looking for you.
yeah. I'm ready, you warned, but I'm very
Usually the cops.
By day's end, the rescue tally reaches 132, well behind the record of 235. Despite that, lifeguards are exhausted.
Today was a good day to monitor our heart rates and see how everything went. Yeah, about 4K I reckon I might have travelled, and if I have to guess how high my heart rate had have gone, I know I'm resting at about 60, and I would be maybe up to, I don't know, 160 maybe?
Chapo's heart rate actually peaked at a moderate 140. He travelled 11 kilometres.
When I was running down and lifting the jet ski, I felt it go pretty high. 160, 170, I reckon.
Deano's heart rate peaked at 179. He travelled 8 kilometres.
Yeah, I reckon I travelled about 6 kilometres today, and my heart rate probably was around 120, 130.
Tom's heart rate peaked much higher at 197. He travelled 32 kilometres, mostly on the jet ski.
I reckon I might have hit about 120 on one of the rescues.
Kobe's heart rate nearly pounded up to 200 beats per minute. He travelled 10.8 kilometres, conducting an amazing 45 rescues.
Okay, so the big thing I'm interested in is how physically hard the jobs are. Yeah, I guess the thing that it revealed to me was I didn't expect the average heart rates to be that high. I thought that we'd see them come down, and I thought we'd see them drop down almost to resting levels around 50, 60 beats a minute. But looking at that, you know, you've got the average heart rates up around 90 beats a minute, which just reinforces to me that, you know, it's a physically demanding job as well as being a fairly stressful job as well. The other thing that shocked me, I suppose, was the distance that everyone travelled. The least distance was about 8 kilometres. And the most was up around 30 kilometres or something like that. So as a group of people, really, when you look at the distances that have been covered, you see that everyone's all over the beach all day. It'd all be like comparing rugby league games, but except comparing back-to-back rugby league games. So you guys work very hard throughout the day, and also there's a lot of sprinting, and you know, your heart rate gets up on top of the stress as well. So out of all the emergency services, it'd probably be the most active and also one of the most physical as well.
As lifeguards, to hear you compare like a busy day, what we do down here at the beach, you know, compare it to 3 or 4 rugby league games back to back, it's pretty refreshing. Because sometimes you leave this tower and you just seriously don't think you're going to make it to the car in the car park.
Yeah, we're going to go
the best thing is you've got the evidence there.
Tom, do the maths. If we get a busy week, that's 7 times 3 or 4 rugby league games. That's 21 league games a week.
It is.
That's like a whole season. In
I don't know, I've played a lot of rugby and I find it hard to believe.
Next on Bondi Rescue, as some kids are dragged out to sea,
Oh, guys, stay with it, stay with it.
another comes to grief in the skate park. A robbery on the beach.
Everything, I don't know how we can take it. Oh, God, I don't want to be...
And Blake drops a bombshell.